Welcome to the time of the week where you listen to guys fucking speak. They do something like a quarter life crisis, and then they come and find out what the fuck is this shit. All right, well, I'll stick with that. I'll work on it more.
Hey, no, it was really good. Oh yeah, brother.
Prime time.
Yeah. So it's kind of cold here in Iowa. It's like straight fucking winter. From beautiful longboarding weather on Saturday to 0 degrees yesterday or today.
Today, like 1 degree. Did we go longboarding?
Did it really hit that cold?
Yeah, dude. I went to work this morning at like 4 degrees, I think.
Holy
like
shit.
Yeah.
I knew it was like 12 when I went to work.
Did you go longboarding on Saturday?
I did, because I missed it so much, and it was a beautiful day, so I went and practiced some longboard dancing.
Yo.
I went out to
you
Sailorville.
are like, I mean, you like to dance on the longboard for sure. You like to do those fancy little step moves,
You like
walking
to-
Fancy
around
footwork,
them.
brother.
Mm-hmm. Gotta do the cross steps, and the Peter Panning is where you basically step almost your whole body off, 1 foot on, come back. If you're interested, look up some longboarding dance on YouTube, because there's tons of beautiful stuff
It's
out
called
there.
longboarding dance, just
Like longboarding dance style or
Mm-hmm.
dancing. Yeah.
How far did you ride?
Well, see, I go to a spot, practice, and then I just go wherever it takes me. So I really just stayed in one location. I went to Sailorville, Cherry Glenish area, and just since no one was there, just all like right next to the lake, just boarded in the huge parking lot down there where people park to go boating.
It's so nice,
Nice.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Big open parking lots, because parking lots are usually well kept. That and like bike trails and stuff.
For sure, brother. So yeah, like we have it
Dope.
beautiful here
Oh, yeah.
in central Iowa to go longboarding, baby. I'm
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Sims with your old daily or weekly longboard news.
Weekly longboard news.
Which
because,
I actually
yes.
have to put the boards away because it's snow on the ground.
Yep. it's
Snowboarding.
on the ground. And we're live with
Don't fuck it up.
the quarter life crisis. Are we the quarter life crisis or are we the quarter life crisis podcast?
Quarter life crisis.
We're the Quarter Life Crisis, but it's the
The
Quarter
We
Life Crisis
Crisis
podcast.
Or
On our Twitter.
What happens? Maybe we should change the name so it says the QLC podcast.
That could work.
Ooh.
Ideas. That's thinking.
That's
right
that meme. That's that meme for
The-
sure.
there. Yeah.
The meme, the tap the
You
head.
can't-
Tap the head.
You can't show up to work late if you're never scheduled. That meme.
Whoa.
If you get fired, that's what I meant to say.
You can't get me too'd if you never have sex.
Okay, easy there. Easy there.
What is
easy
sex?
there.
Never heard of it.
Oh, man. What's up, fellas?
Another beautiful day, baby. Another day of getting together with you guys, looking at your beautiful mugs, maybe cracking coors. Ooh, look at that nice tight
Man, look
booty.
at
If
those
you're
veins.
watching, if you didn't
My
hear,
booty.
You khaki wearing?
slapping cheeks.
Are these khakis?
I'd say they're
I
like
guess they're jeans, I
jeans.
guess.
Yeah, they're
Definitely
because they're
jeans.
jean material. They're from American Eagle. I don't know what.
Thanks for the views,
Thanks for
American
the sponsor.
Eagle. Yeah, we appreciate the sponsorship.
Also,
Give
thanks
me free
to
money.
Kona Brewing Company for the
yes.
views and.
get it.
See, man, it just doesn't sound the same as Coors Light always sounds. Is the
It's
issue?
that longboard, bruh.
Yeah, dude, you not see this?
They have
Our
drinks?
daily longboard or weekly longboard
Longboard.
news.
Like,
Oh,
sure, it
wow.
might be more surfing oriented, but hey, street, surf, water, snow, it all works.
True, bro.
We're all
Speaking
boarders.
of snow, dude, I cannot wait for this Colorado trip, bro. We're going in February, at the end of February. Mitch is on the fence. Chris
Yeah.
is kind of on the fence, but it needs to happen.
No, dude. I mean, I want to make it happen. I definitely do. I don't know yet. I found out the other day, speaking of like time off, that I have the day after Thanksgiving off. And I was so happy,
Yeah,
dude.
same here, brother.
I have Wednesday and Thursday off, but I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which I really don't care because Black Friday's not Black Friday anymore.
No,
Like,
oh
it's-
God, no.
just don't. We had a little rant last year about Black Friday
I
stuff.
think so. I think we had
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about
Well,
it.
we definitely did. Holy
So-
shit, that's been a year. Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely go and listen to that because we go off.
Yeah, we really do. We really
Oh,
do.
yeah.
It's bogus.
No, for me it's not Black Friday. It's the Nebraska-Iowa game, and it's our
Oh,
year. It's
yeah.
yearly.
It's in Lincoln.
Yeah, it's
Are
yearly.
you going?
Watch Mitch go to the game and
Yep.
watch Nebraska
Lose.
get kicked in the nuts.
And you're probably going to as well this year.
I sure hope not. But
Huskers.
But yes, my dad and I have gone to this Nebraska-Iowa game since they started playing each other.
Yeah, you guys have.
Yeah. I think there was 1 year we missed, but since it's been like 6 or 7 years since it started, we've been to all of them, if not like only one.
Has there been a time where has it been just miserable? Because I feel like that game is always cold as hell.
No. It is always cold, but it's always the problems I have are personal problems with that game.
I'm cold.
No.
Daddy. There's not enough
No.
beer.
And never enough beer.
Was it? I think it was because last year was at Kinnick, right?
Yep.
So last year, dude, I had sorry to our viewers, I had horrible stomach ache. Ended up I had to rush to find the bathroom right as we walked through the gates. I was holding a shit in
Ooh.
for like the 10-minute walk from the tailgate to the place and just wrecked the toilet when I first got there.
Nice.
So luckily the rest of the game was fine other than losing. And then the year before that, I drank so much that I literally passed out with my head in my lap for the whole entire third quarter.
Nice.
Whole entire thing.
Mitch.
So I was... The big thing with Memorial Stadium is the food you get there.
Nebraska Stadium. If you didn't know, Memorial Stadium's Nebraska Stadium.
Yes.
Not like it matters. Fuck that.
Well, no.
We've been sold out for it. You guys still suck.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, brother. Doesn't matter. You guys have the wave. I'm going to let you keep that. You can have the wave. That's nice. We fucking sell out a giant-ass stadium to a whole bunch of people that have nothing better to do on a Saturday but watch football. Because what is there to do in Nebraska?
Nothing.
Exactly. Why do you think Cornhusker football is so big?
Yeah.
Because it is a fantastic program. But because there's jack
debatable
shit
on that part,
to do in Nebraska. But anyways, I had been drinking all morning. I was with Darren, so that should already be point number one. Met up with some family members.
Yep.
And the whole entire... They have this sort of like Power and Light District type thing by Memorial Stadium where you can there's multiple buildings. You have to walk to get into the building. You have to or the area, you have to have your ID checked. And there's 4 bars in a courtyard, and you can walk between these 4 or 5 bars and have drinks and stuff. So it's like a mini Power and Light District. Bounced around in there.
That's nutty.
Bounced around in there for a little while. Went to another bar, and I was just slamming shots and drinks.
Ooh.
Got to the game, was fucked up, just shit faced, and then. Because I was waiting to eat until we got there because they have Valentino's Pizza, which kicks ass. They have Runzas, which if you've never had a Runza, please have a Runza. Those things are
so good,
phenomenal. And then Wimmer's Wieners, dude. You gotta fucking have a Wimmer's Wiener, dude.
These Nebraskans are fucking wild, bro.
But yeah, I got so drunk that I made it through halftime, and then third quarter rolls around. I'm like, I don't feel so well, and I kind of ducked my head.
Did he yak?
No, I didn't. Oh, no, that's what it was. During halftime, I went to the bathroom. No, and I was pooping. And I remember Snapchatting Taylor and saying, I'm not going to survive. Please come get me. And I am literally 4 hours away in Lincoln. Because
Taylor's eyes probably freaked out.
No, it wasn't. I literally said, I'm so drunk.
At 2 a.m., you up?
You up. Chuck that you up text at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah, bro.
I went back, sat down, tucked my head down, and next thing you know, I look up. We're losing by 30 points, and it's the fourth quarter. I'm like, I literally turn to my dad and go, what the fuck happened?
Gee.
Because we were only down by a touchdown by that point at halftime,
Yep.
if I remember. It was still within a decent range, and I look back up, and it's 50-20. I'm like,
Hawkeye fucking
excuse me?
dominance, bro. That's what we talk about, baby. Maybe Mitch should go on a sober year, dude. Jesus Christ, you sound like an alcoholic. Holy shit, bro.
No.
Sounds like a typical Friday. You kidding me?
I call that a Tuesday night. Chris, what have you been up to?
What about work? Streaming.
Streaming.
Gaming.
Getting more consistent up on the streams.
Yeah, I have, and sorry I didn't really plug it last week because I was having some issues with my stream. It was very laggy, so I was very pissed on the October or the Halloween stream. So then we got back to it last week, and it was just fun. We had a little drinking. We're gonna probably do some drinking games.
Which one did you have troubles with?
Visage.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, Have you been having issues since we plugged your computer into the wall?
No, I fixed some stuff and it's working so much better. But yeah, Visage, I'm gonna have to do that after Witch Hunt. But I think I want to do Witch Hunt actually first.
Gotcha.
So I think that's why I'm more comfortable. I can do a little drinking game with it. I think we're doing wine this Thursday.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Because I mean, it's either mead, beer, or wine. You know,
What's
what Witch Hunters
mead?
drink. It's a honey wine.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's a brewery or a winery here in Iowa that makes their own mead. It's not that good.
Thank you for the views, though.
Thank you for the
Shots.
I'm not saying
Shots
your
fired.
name.
Yep.
And then my mom's cousin in Massachusetts actually makes his own mead, which was so fucking good, dude.
Really?
It's always the homegrown, homemade.
Homemade. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could home grow your wine as well too,
But yeah, we back to streaming, baby. We back. So I have like a lot of D&D on the mind still.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna be
get plotting.
Gonna keep you guys up with that. But yeah, I don't know. Just being a busy boy, trying to think of new ways to get our merch soon. And
The
such.
merch.
Ooh, we gotta start.
I'm
working
hoping.
on that.
Fuck yeah.
So I have to make a public service announcement. Also known as a PSA, is that my girl, Julia Rose, she identified, if you guys remember her from the playoff baseball game, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
titties
Yeah,
out.
yep. I stand corrected. They did back up breast cancer awareness. That's what they said they did it for. So
I'm still skeptical.
So that means
I'm still skeptical.
hold on. So rebuttal. That means I'm gonna go to some game and whip my balls out.
Yeah.
And this month it's prostate. So I'm gonna show my asshole.
This month, I mean, there's no baseball. You can do it for football though. Sporting event.
Some sporting event.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show my asshole.
Okay.
For prostate awareness.
Okay.
And they're gonna see a nice little image
Absolutely.
on my right butt cheek.
Oh yeah, bro. How could you forget? You put lips on there, didn't you? Or
No,
me.
not yet.
Yeah,
I can.
You
I can.
Stay tuned.
So yeah, I'll post that on the interweb
Yep,
somewhere.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. To that rebuttal, I think, yeah, I mean, that's acceptable, I feel like, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you famous, though?
I can get famous by
Okay.
doing that. I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
See how the media handles it, man.
Yeah, it's like it's for prostate awareness.
Yeah, I mean,
Come
like,
on.
what do you expect?
I completely forgot about that chick.
Yep. Anything been catching your guys' eyes or anything?
Oh, in the news and such,
Yeah.
or not in the news and such.
Actually, I have recently. Were you gonna say something?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I don't want to cut you off if you're gonna say
No,
something.
yeah, I'm just showing.
I was introduced to.
So, yeah, Chris. I'm only kidding.
So as I was saying,
Later, I'm going to unplug my mic and walk away from
please
here.
do.
my right butt cheek is prime.
Very prime. But I was on Reddit, I think it was, and I somehow came across this YouTube channel. Glinks, I think, is the name of the dude, and he has a couple of videos. Thank you for the views. And his big video right now is he talks about the golden age of the internet, and it's this like 26-minute video, and it talks about
Talk about the present?
It talks about everything. It talks about what the
Okay.
internet, how the internet started,
Just the
Facebook
internet.
and stuff.
the
Okay.
internet, like everything,
Okay.
and like what the internet used to be, and then basically where the tipping point was, and he basically talks about how the internet has basically gone corporate.
Yep.
And it was a super cool video, very insightful, and I'm just like, I was watching it, and that's actually what has inspired this. I was talking to you guys before, which has inspired this 30-day abstinence from social media.
Yeah,
where he talks about these, people are abstaining from this stuff because of it pollutes their mind, and they feel like they can't think straight, and like I don't know. I think it'll be healthy for me, and I will link this video into the description of the podcast. I really want to, because this, like I said, it was fantastic. You guys need to watch it. Super cool. But yeah, I watched that recently, and I think that was like that's really been getting my mind jogging on like where I stand as a person, and like how I view myself and how I want to become a better person or a better man. So
that's interesting because like like I can definitely see it at work. I've started to, because like I've kind of taken, like I'm still on the same team and everything, but I've started to kind of take a different role on the team of like kind of being that just like guy that knows literally everything about everything. That, like how I'm like the most senior on my team and all that stuff now. So it's like I gotta like, I don't get paid more or anything. I just gotta be that guy. And I noticed that me being on Snapchat or me being on Twitter has like, I've started doing that less because it's like, Jesus, like I'm really like, I gotta be mindful at work all the time now. So I respect that, because like I can definitely see how social media and that type of stuff like pollutes you without even knowing it. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I could see that too, and the whole net neutrality that was going on.
Oh fuck.
So yeah, I think I saw that video on the Reddit, and I thought I saved that, so I was looking at my phone, but
it was on r/videos. I think it had gotten posted on there. Oh, I'll pull it up quick for you guys. I'm not gonna worry about recording it, but
totally was gonna check that shit out. But I thought I saved it. Apparently not. But yeah, and I also could see like I'm kind of wishy-washy on the whole social media, but I do think it can be very toxic. It is like what you put out in the world. That's why I'm also thinking like do something like stupid, kind of like anonymous kind of profile and just say whatever the fuck I want. But not hateful. Just random.
I feel that's fair. Yeah,
just get some stuff off, and not because like what we've noticed in like 2019, if you say something, people are gonna either dig it up and try to persecute you for it, or like completely shut you down because you say something. Yeah, that's your opinion.
Yeah, and he talks about that in this video. He talks about cancel culture and
yep.
This video right here.
I fucking swear I put that on my save, but
it's
Tom from MySpace.
Yeah, Tom from MySpace. And then
dude, what is up with the Zuck lately? I haven't been digging into that, but he's been like fucking up lately, I feel like,
because he wants all his money, boy.
So again in this video, this video talks about so much. It's crazy how much this guy packed into a 27-minute video. But he apparently the co-founder of Facebook, I don't know if I can't think of the dude's name off the top of my head. I don't even know if he still works there, but basically says Zuckerberg has like complete control over everything that happens. So it's not one of those things where it's a board of executives. He has the final say in how an algorithm works, how this works, how that works. And the dude says like Facebook needs to get broken up. The co-founder, the other guy, I need to find his name so I can credit him for this, because he went on like there was like a huge interview he did. And he said, like, Facebook needs to get broken up. Like, it's not a maybe or we should keep an eye on it. He's like, no, it needs to happen.
Why? On the basis of what reason? Just because Zuck's out of control, or what?
The whole entire corporation's out of control. What it has, like, as a corporation. So basically, it has no natural competition. They can either buy out the competition, copy it, or shut it down.
Yep. And they can do whatever they want with, like...
the content that they get from it. Yeah,
that's like there's a lot of heat about like what they're doing with like campaign stuff right now too, and like that stuff's kind of stupid, I guess.
I think this is the dude.
But yeah, Facebook's being very monopolistic. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, trying to take over the world.
The sucky Zuck wants more money.
Dude. Chris Hughes, that's the guy.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Chris Hughes.
Yeah, Chris
Thanks
Hughes
for the views.
has gone on to, like, look at this revenue.
I support you, Chris.
$55.83 billion last year.
Nice. That's why they're building all those servers out in Altoona.
Yeah, net income.
Oh, my God.
They netted. So that means, like, total cash in their lap, no taxes, nothing. Total net income, $22.11 or $22.11 billion. We're talking Mr. Evil over here, $1 billion.
That's nasty
for a social media website.
Yep.
And like, look at what they own too. And it really sucks because they own Oculus, and I love the Oculus headset, but goddamn, dude, like,
they get the data from all that too, bro.
You
Yeah,
betcha.
jeez, Zuck's trying to take over. It's a simulation. shit.
Dude,
19
Zuck's a lizard person, man.
Dude,
Yes, he's a reptilian.
Oh,
Sent
dude.
to come and get our organs for his higher race.
Oh,
Dude,
that we
that's some
or
Alex
food.
Jones shit going on right there.
it really
The
is,
lizard people coming to steal your organs and like vampire pedophiles, dude.
Yep, and the water's turning the frogs gay.
Yay, the water's turned the freaking
is
frogs
that
gay.
what
That's
Yes,
Alex
Alex
Jones.
frogs are gay, huh?
Which actually there were chemicals that were changing the makeup of frogs. Like that him saying it's turned the freaking frogs gay is basically saying what it was doing, it was like not an estrogen, but it was something in the water that certain frogs were inhabiting that was actually changing, like making them less masculine. So basically changing the genes of these frogs. So as it went down lineages, they became less male frogs and more of this like mesh between female and male frogs. So when he says it's turned the freaking frogs gay, it's literally
transgender.
sort of.
Wow.
Transgender. Wow.
Does that mean, is that what's happening to humans right now?
Dude,
too,
I don't know, man.
Man, I will say though, like shout out to all these couples. There's been a lot of couples that have been dating for years that have been breaking up lately in my life, bro.
Wait,
Like,
really?
Wow.
What?
Like 4 different couples, bro. Like not
Like,
even kidding.
4 years plus kind of
3
relationship?
years plus a couple of them. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
I
wild.
wanna
mean,
believe.
shout out those couples, dude. You know,
wanna
sometimes
believe.
it be like that, bro.
Yeah.
No,
why you
people
just
are
say
going
no.
through some shit. Yep.
No relationship.
Wait a minute.
Sarah really doesn't listen to this podcast.
She
does
doesn't.
That's the greatest thing. I've
Fucking
ever heard in
got
my
him.
Cute girl, you cute.
life. Shout out Sarah,
Shout
his
out Sarah.
girlfriend, bro. But ladies, he's single. I promise. No, I'm kidding. Love you, Sarah.
I'm mute. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I played the bit.
I'm just gonna bleep out. Beep,
Yeah, we
beep,
might
beep,
need to
beep,
bleep that part.
No, we're keeping it.
No,
bro.
we probably, that's good memes right there.
We always play footsie, and I love
Dude,
it.
Oh.
I need,
High five, bro.
Yeah.
Foot five.
dude.
Welcome to the bros.
The
Yeah,
bros.
dude. Tuesdays are for the boys. Look at
Ooh.
that.
Oh, are those
Snipe those
PlayStation?
socks.
Yeah, these are
Oh
PlayStation
my
socks.
God.
That is hot.
I got a shill for my favorite video game.
I don't know what a
Publisher.
shill is,
Shill. So when you shill for something, you like, you're a
I'm
sellout, sort of.
Yeah, I wish
Okay.
you're wearing your PS sweatshirt. That thing's fucking dope.
I do have that.
And also, just a
Yeah,
quick
bro.
plug. Last of Us 2 is coming out. I think April.
Is
now?
it actually
Or
coming
May?
out?
May. It's coming out. May.
Hasn't it kept getting pushed back? I feel like.
good.
Good. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Naughty
true.
I'm-
Dog isn't ready.
True.
I am all for our game isn't ready. We need more time.
Time.
Cool.
Gosh dang, I got my phone.
Just like
on
what they
loud,
do with the
boys.
Sonic movie.
Have you
People-
seen the redesign?
It's pretty.
It
good.
looks so good.
Yeah, it's so
dude.
good.
It looks so.
It looked like
good.
hot trash when they first did it. And
Oh
then
my
internet
God.
blew up and like this is fucking garbage. And then
Nightmare
They put it
Fuel
out.
2. Oh my God, that's actually Sonic.
yeah.
Have you seen this?
No.
Oh
Okay, here.
man, yeah.
Also, I just wanted to
There's
get
a hot
another PSA that this is. I just got this shirt like 3 weeks ago, and I've already worn it like.
This shirt?
This is the second time that I've worn it on the podcast, and I've only had it for like a month. I've
Ooh.
just found out that I'm a whore for new clothes that I get. That I just wear the new
Dude,
shirt.
I'm pretty
for,
sure
like,
I've worn this outfit in the past couple episodes, like the same exact outfit.
I wouldn't
I know,
doubt
dude.
it.
It's just funny to me that I was like, damn, I've worn this shirt before.
I don't know.
But
I think-
I just noticed that when I get new clothes, that
Yeah.
I wear them a fuck ton.
yeah, because I mean, you get comfortable in them. And you're like, these are my new clothes. I bought them for a reason.
Yeah,
I
it's
sport
true.
them, bruh.
True.
Look at this. Holy shit.
And then look
The
at
one on the left was the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Hot trash.
Well, did they just not have any funding or what? What's the situation here?
Dude, look at that. That looks so much like this view doesn't look too bad. But god
Yeah.
damn, dude, like
So-
that
yeah.
looks so much better.
So
Which
now I'd
one-
actually go and watch that.
Yeah.
The one on the bottom's the new one, I'm assuming?
No.
No, the
top.
one on the new. That one's
Yeah.
fan art. So this just got released. I've just seen these screenshots, and I'm pretty sure that this is the new one. Cause that, yeah. See,
Yeah. Mhm.
there's a video clip.
Yeah.
It looks
Click
more
on
like
it.
Sonic.
It
It really
definitely
does.
does,
I
yeah.
think that's the biggest thing. Is like
Oh.
people weren't trying to like. I get where the artists were coming from, and I think they were trying to have a lifelike approach to Sonic, and the problem is that doesn't fucking work.
No.
Yeah, because Sonic isn't lifelike.
No,
That's
he's
the
not.
point. Like, that's why he's a cartoon.
Yeah, and like I said, the one on the right, oh my god, it
So
looks
much-
like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's perfect.
It looks more like Sonic.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Not that
is
I
the
was like,
villain.
Is he still the voice?
yeah,
No, he's
J-
the villain.
He's the villain.
he plays
okay.
Eggman.
Eggman. Yep. So I didn't play much Sonic.
No, I didn't.
Shameless
Yeah,
plug.
Egg
I mean,
Eggman, dude.
I got
Eggman,
love
dude.
for Sonic, but I don't know.
No, I should probably change the page, otherwise Sonic's just staring at us.
I know.
Well, yeah, change it to the notes, boy.
Notes or
But yeah, I did see that on Twitter today, and I'm like, and that's the thing too. I'm like, wow, they actually listen to the fans, and it
Mhm.
came out so much better. Now I actually want to go see this
yeah,
movie
Exactly.
to see how it comes out. Now they have like convinced me to go watch their movie.
Mm-hmm. Like that's what we need more is like people or companies that actually listen to their people.
Yeah.
Not like fucking Blizzard.
Oh.
Hey,
And not just slapping a rainbow flag on their Twitter,
Hey.
Abby, and saying,
guys, I hate to say it. I hate to. You guys are probably gonna both absolutely hate me for this.
"What?"
But me and the roommates caved. Mostly I caved, but we got the new Call of Duty.
Aw.
Supporting Activision Blizzard.
But I will say it's called Call of Duty Modern Warfare,
It's not the
And I-
original.
and it's not the
Yes.
original. No,
Not Modern Warfare 2.
it's not the original. No, but the really cool thing that they did is that. I mean, I know you played Call of Duty Modern Warfare with me all the time.
Modern
right?
Warfare
Like,
2, yeah. I played
Me and
Modern
Dan
played
Warfare
a
2.
lot, like a shit ton.
More like
I still
down.
play it on my PC.
When you play this game, when you play the new one, the one that just came out, I'm not saying that everywhere in the map it feels like this, but you're playing in the game and you're in a building. You're in a hallway. You're coming around this corner. You're somewhere in this map, and you're like, I've been here before. Like, I feel like they've incorporated all of the old games in, like, one building in one map. I don't know. It's wild. It's really cool. I don't know. It's a good game, but yeah, I feel like you've been there before. Like you're like they recreated some of the buildings and some of the scenery from different maps in the past. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool.
CS:GO's been my recent first-person shooter kick that I've been playing. That and with my VR headset, like Pavlov. Dude,
Yep.
I was playing that. I was actually playing with some friends the other day, and Pavlov just put some new maps in and everything. And we were playing gun game.
Can you play with like PCs, or is it all VR people?
Strict?
Well, it is PC.
Yeah.
So like,
No,
you
I know, but I'm saying.
oh, you have to have it. Yes, you have
Okay,
to have a
okay,
VR
okay,
headset.
okay.
And it was I was playing with like 2 or 3 other friends, and playing the gun game was so much fun because, like I said, it's the way you interact with the map and the way you move around, and you turn a corner, and all of a sudden your friend's there, and they're like, "Gotcha!" And then they start shooting you. Fuck! You start screaming and moving around.
Damn.
It's wild, dude.
Because you guys got mics and stuff built.
Mics,
Mics,
headsets,
headsets.
everything.
Damn, dude, in the
It's-
VR, dude, that simulation, bro. Jesus.
Yeah,
man.
and like especially with how customizable Pavlov is, I know I've talked about it before. People on the workshop have recreated maps from Modern Warfare 2, and one of them that is Favela, the
Yep.
Favela, and
Yep.
it's like 1-to-1 scale, 1-to-1 recreation of that map, and being able to go through that in VR is fucking cool,
Oh
dude.
my god.
And playing that,
bro.
Yeah,
That's
super
insane. That's insane.
VR, baby, welcome to the future.
Oh, it is 100% the future.
So today's topic, what does it mean for us to be a man? You know, society nowadays is a little different than it was back when my parents were growing up, when your guys' parents was growing up, and life's going to be different when our kids are growing up, if we have kids.
Yep.
But back to the men part. So yeah, boys, well, what are we thinking? Nolan, Mitch, what are we thinking?
Nolan, you start. I want to hear your opinions on this.
Just in what aspect?
Well, I mean, so I'm thinking, what are your views on like when you were a kid, what like right now, and what do you think in the
True.
future it will be like? What do you view being a man is, and how do you has that changed over time? Are you scared by that? Are you encouraged? Or like, what are your feelings about like when you were growing up, like being told this is how to be a man? When you're nowadays, what do you think it means to be a man? And as you get older, what do you think it will be to be a man?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's a lot to take in.
There is a lot.
I think, but I don't know.
Heavy.
As you were yapping about all that, I think the one thing that I took, and I think I don't know, and it's cliche and like almost cliche is not the right word, fake isn't the right word, but kind of a stereotype is just toughness.
Yeah.
I feel like the overall feeling, no matter if it's your granddad, your grandparents, your great grandparents, your parents, your kids, your kids' kids, I feel like to be a man, you have to have some. There's this stigma that you have to be tough.
Yeah.
And whatever sense of the word and how physically, mentally, at some point you just. I think that's my overall argument in because we'll get into it, but like when I'm hanging out with my friends and stuff, like we don't want to like push each other's problems on us, like we'll get it, like the feeling of just like I can deal with it myself, like whatever you're going through, you got to be tough at some point. I don't know.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. Like, and like sometimes like growing up as a kid, you think of like a man as like muscular and like with a full beard maybe, and like
What's up?
Lumberjack looking motherfucker.
or maybe even like your dad maybe. Like
Yep.
that's
for
another
sure.
figure that was kind of like manliness or what it meant to be a man growing up. And like, I don't know, definitely I vibe with that toughness and being like, you can't break down. You have to like be able to say no to conflict, I guess, and
Or
like
handle
Superman
it,
too,
yeah.
even. I guess like manly, like masculine Superman.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, bro, I got you.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's definitely changed as I got older, and as a kid, there are some things that I still hold true, but there's other things that I've changed my mind on. And one of them has always been to not necessarily be a people pleaser, but like especially when it comes to your like significant other and everything, like do everything to make them happy. And where I am more on the mindset of trying to, like, as selfish as it sounds, like improve myself and be the best man I can be without taking anyone else into effect or account. Like, I'm not going to better myself for someone else. I'm going to better myself because I want to better myself. I'm on the pursuit of being the best man I can be, and I think that was one of the biggest things that was instilled into me as a child, like since I was a child, was strive to be the best you can be, and no matter what that is. And obviously, I'm not like, I think the biggest thing there is you can be like, you obviously are not going to be the best in the world at everything. So what?
Speak for yourself, but yeah.
Oh, we got Mr. Cocky over here.
Yeah, you know me, bro.
Today's topic might be a little more like feelsy, maybe. I feel but not too much to overwhelm me because we're still trying to be funny. So I mean, yeah, no one's like prime masculinity. That's why I always try to strive to be Nolan every day.
Every day.
Jeez.
You may not like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like right here.
I think every single person likes it because I have exactly like 700 followers on Instagram. So what's up?
Shit.
Yeah, dude, I get paid $0 for each one of my posts, so I don't really know what you need to know.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot, boy. But yeah, definitely be the best you.
Yeah.
That's something I think is
for
gonna
sure.
be through the whole podcast.
Yeah. And that's the
true.
thing I've always been told, like, and I think one thing as well that's changed is I hate this mentality of, like, you need to make sure you cater to other people, and you need to make sure that, you come off as the right person. I'm like, no, I'm going to be the best person I can be, and if someone doesn't like something that I do, as long as it's not like, I'm not going out and like killing people, or like I'm not putting people down.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, like, I guess it sort of ties into what people consider like toxic masculinity. I'm like, no, like, I want to be a man. I know, like, I have this idea of what it means to be a man. I'm going to strive for that. And I don't want someone else telling me, you can't do that. That is, that's toxic. And I just, like, I think the biggest thing is I'm sick and tired of people telling me what I should be and how I should be.
Okay.
And I think growing up, there's a lot of things that was told to me that that was bullshit. Fuck that.
Yep.
No.
For sure.
I think I'm kind of feeling the same way as, like, you know, when you're growing up, you obviously want like to quote unquote impress your parents or you know
Yeah.
be your parents' kids. But then it's like you start getting older a little bit and you kind of start learning your way, start making your own decisions, blah 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 blah. And then like it goes with like relationships with people, like significant others or just friends or whatever. That like I don't know you like I'm to the point now where I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change for it. Like, there's, like, things that you can change for people, like, whatever. Like, there's things, like, whatever. But, like, I'm set in my ways and, like, in the hopes of, like, trying to be, not, like, I'm a prick asshole, I can't, you know,
I'm a bad
blah,
bitch.
blah, blah, blah,
what are you
blah.
going to do about it?
Not like that, but,
Cap
like,
your ass.
to the point where, like, you know, like, I'm not going to, like, I'm going to do me. Because it's the best move for me.
Yes.
Not because you want me that type. Like, I'm a bad person to you. Let me. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think so many dudes are caught up in like fairy tale bullshit on how they need to live as a man and how they need to like, oh, to get the girl, you need to kiss her ass and do all that. I'm like, no, be yourself. And like, don't like don't worry about the women. Worry about yourself. Focus on yourself. The women will come later. And that's you know.
You gotta achieve your dreams and goals, because once you get your dreams and goals, that's when people that you want in your life will flock to you, or that's how you get people that you want in your life.
Quit it, bro. I'm done.
Come on,
no,
man.
No, I was playing footsie with not you.
No, you were going on, bro.
Yeah,
Preach.
keep on going on. Sorry. He keeps on putting his
That is full masculinity right there. Footsie with the friends.
yes. Footsie with the bros. We have socks
but
on,
keep
so it's
going
not
on,
gay.
bro. You were preaching,
Yeah.
bro.
But yeah, like, so I don't know. Being a kid, I always thought like I want to be like my dad, and then you get to be a little bit older, and it's like, well, yeah, my dad still is a very good influence in my life, but I got to go be my own person, so I have my own beliefs. And like I agree with you, Nolan, where I'm stuck in my ways right now. I've come a long way. I've experienced life. I've been through some bullshit.
Yeah,
You're a quarter way through your life, dude.
Exactly. I'm having a crisis, man.
Damn.
Mom. So yeah, I'm definitely like, I might change later on in life if I have kids. That's a whole other topic. I'm not getting into that right now. But yeah, like, I feel like I am who I want to be right now, and I'm just going to progress on being better at what I do, find out what it means to be masculine. But at the same time, like, there's some bullshit that we've been going through as men personally. And this is, I'm sorry, but we're straight men. I might be a little. That's another topic. But anyways, like being a quote unquote straight man, like we're kind of grown up to not show emotions or you know, wear a mask. I think we've mentioned it before, but I watched a documentary about this. It used to be on Netflix, The Mask You Wear or We Wear.
Okay.
It was about like dads confronting with their children, being like, you can show emotion, like. We're not in the old times where you had to tough and brave yourself, but like feel free to share your emotions, because like we're getting to that time of age where you like mental illness is a real thing.
Yeah,
dude, it's 100% real thing now. I think. Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
So like your brain is kind of like a vessel. I saw a little video online, and if your vessel breaks out in the middle of nowhere, you need to have like someone you can call or like some emergency line. And that made me think, is like, I have friends that I can call, and I'm glad I have that. And like coming to be more winter time, I will quote unquote probably have like seasonal depression, because coldness and dark early
that's a real thing, dude. Especially here, like seasonal depression. Like I totally get you cooped up inside of a fucking like inside of a house or a building. You can't get the fuck outside.
Try being single, bro. I mean, like that's it. Like like it's. I mean, not being stupid. Like that's it. Like I mean, that's a real thing. That's a real thing, though. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
But
no,
100%. Just want to, you know, fucking
it's
cuddle.
cuffing season, bro. Hey, I don't know. Go shoot your shots. Cuffing season.
Hey, ladies.
Oh, peak male performance right here.
Peak male performance.
Come get you some of that.
Get some of that beard on you.
Give me your
feet are flat on the ground.
2 feet on the ground. So that's
what
why my parents always yelled at me when I had girls over. I had to keep 2 feet on the ground, man.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Wait,
hey, what were you talking about? We were talking about. I almost interrupted you about something, and I was gonna go
about
on
like
that
masking your
tangent.
feelings, about mental illness, breaking down.
I can't remember what
I
you
don't
said
know.
now.
I kind of like a small thing about the breaking down. Like I think there's a happy medium to that. I'm glad that guys are able to show their emotions, and I want people to be able to. My biggest thing is, if someone is constantly breaking down all the time in public in front of other people, like there's an issue that needs to be addressed there.
Yes.
Like I get that. Like I've totally had times where I'm in public and something just hits. I'm like, and it just everything crumbles. At the same time, though, maybe it's just how I am as a person. I'm like, I need to find the time and place to deal with these emotions. I think that's maybe part of being a man is keeping yourself in check and being able to deal with these in a healthy and in a legitimate way, so that when you do break down, you're able to control it and you're like, okay, I know what I need to do. I know why this is happening, and this is how I fix it, and this is how I solve it.
Yeah.
So, this is what I thought about it. And this is me probably just raining. You said that mental health was an illness, and I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and this is me just ball yapping, but I think it is something that not our generation, and I think that people have created though. I think mental
Social media, dude.
Yeah,
100%.
That's what I'm
True.
saying.
100%.
And I'm not saying for everybody, because there are people that have I'm not saying mental health is fake, because it's not. But I'm saying
It's become a bigger issue than it
could. I'm not saying that we probably have created new illnesses because of social media.
We
I would
fueled
say.
this too.
No,
That's what I'm
dude,
saying.
it's 100% proven with research and studies. People have shown that. I know I've quoted on the podcast before, but that Jonathan Holtz or something was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and this dude researches all this stuff, and the fact that within within a 3 or 4 year gap, it was perceived depression rates, or when girls between the ages of 10 to 14 went to the doctor, it had jumped almost 200% within a couple of years,
bro.
And it's he didn't say it because he's trying to be very academic. He's like, we do not know that it's this, but we have a very strong feeling. I 100% believe it is social media. It's fucking kids up. There's a reason that when you Jack Dorsey, Mark Zuckerberg, all of them, their kids do not have access to this stuff. They will not allow their kids to use these programs.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude.
You betcha.
Oh yeah.
It's toxic, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is, keep this in mind.
Is this part about this video too?
What?
Is that part of the video too?
Yeah, he talks about that.
Oh, bro. Okay. I'm excited for this, then.
He talks about it, not as much as that's definitely a Joe Rogan podcast I really recommend going and seeing.
Okay.
But the way these places make their money, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, is by keeping you on their platform. They keep you on.
Okay, yeah.
Because the longer you're on, the more chance you have of seeing an advertiser. The more chance you have of seeing a certain product, the more chance you have of seeing a certain celebrity, which would lead you to go see a certain movie, film, listen to a certain song, whatever, is literally designed to keep you on. And within the past 3 or 4 years, I think it's jumped almost half an hour of average daily use for American adults. It went from an hour and a half daily to 2:10 within the past couple of years.
Wow.
And again, it's dopamine hits, man. They just want to keep you scrolling. And I think this ties back into being a man, is we're constantly told by all these different things on social media how to be a man. And I think people really need to be able to disconnect from the social media and figure out what it means to be a man within themselves, because I'm sick and tired of men being told, oh, you're not a man because you do this or you do this or you do this. You need to figure out what that is for yourself, and not have some corporation or a group or something telling you what it is.
Experience it. Don't just read it.
Exactly. You need to figure out what it means to be a man through your own trials and tribulations, and people need to go out and experience that instead of living in this box of, oh, well, someone says if I go hit on girls, that's misogynistic or whatever the word. So I'm never going to go up and approach a girl because I might, do whatever. I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm kind of drunk, but
you're good. But I think you made a point of like, you know, the girls of 10 to 14, which is kind of where I wanted to take it anyways, of like being a man as a kid and stuff. Like, I don't know, you're all just kind of that awkward like sex ed class where pretty much I felt like Carlisle, it was terrible at Carlisle.
You thought it was terrible? I thought it was phenomenal.
Oh, really?
What? Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Maybe I wasn't just paying attention at all, but like, I mean, yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like just like growing up, you know, like I felt like there wasn't enough education. Like, I don't know,
really?
looking back, I don't know. I feel like there's like, I don't know, man. I feel like just like growing up as a kid, you know, the like just getting into like kind of the talk and that, like I felt like I never got that. And I know that's supposed to come from your parents, not the school and all that shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, it's 100% supposed
like,
to come from the
That
parents.
whole like just the idea that like kind of just figuring out on your own, like you don't. There like I felt like there wasn't like education. I don't know.
Really? No, this is interesting. I'm not discrediting you. I just find it because we went through the same exact program.
For sure.
So like we'll start with you because you went through something completely different. So I want to hear your viewpoint on this.
The birds and the bees, sexual education, taught by our PE teacher in 8th grade. I think we watched a video of a child being born, learned about the penis and the vagina.
Shit. You watched someone get. You watched a.
Yeah, we watched a baby getting born. I'm pretty sure. It's kind of nasty.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and I think apparently one school actually their sex ed teacher actually it was her pregnancy that she showed.
Really?
I don't know if it's a rumor or not. But
middle school rumors, dude. That shit is wild as fuck.
Wow, baby.
Wow, man.
But yeah, I don't know. I like being a more grown individual and kind of reminiscing back in the old adolescent days of being horny and not knowing what a penis really is meant for besides happy time.
Got him.
It was weird because you get taught like you gotta wear protection and you know, so a little tidbit on me, I believe I was gonna save myself until merge. Still am. Don't know anything about P's and V's and babies. But I don't know, it really like our education system is very slacking, but I never got talked to my parents never talked to me about the birds and the bees. They never talked to me about having sex or showed me anything. I'm glad they didn't show me anything. But yeah, I don't know. There's a podcast I've been listening to. It's called Sex and Scholars. They talk a lot about like sexual things, and so people might get put off. And like when it comes to, like sex ed, people get put off because it's supposed to be raunchy and it's very dirty. But it's like that's a normal human thing. That's how we all were. Conceived.
Yeah. It's like I think it's like one of the 5 biological needs of humans is intimacy. Is fucking.
Yeah. So it's like don't shy away from it. Be open and honest with this. And so like if and when I have kids.
And I think that's the issue. I think that's the issue of the open and honest, that like people are scared to talk about anything, which leads into a lot more that we're going to get into later. But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like there's, you know, I feel that for sure that there's just like
a disconnect.
A disconnect is a very good way to put it. What were you going to say, Mitchell?
Yeah. I knocked a little thing off the coffee table here, a little screw protector. No, so it's interesting hearing that come from you because I'm in the same boat. Like, I know you're listening to this, Mom, and I know this is going to be uncomfortable for you to hear, but yeah, I never got the talk from my parents.
Me neither.
And at least not that I remember, but maybe they did, and I was just already to the point where it just went over my head. I don't know.
Fucking, yeah.
But
Storm Young.
I would say our school system did a phenomenal job hearing what other people went through, because we went it was 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th and 7th and 8th grade. We literally had sexual education through 5 years, and never once did I feel that they pushed this the only way is abstinence. There's no like I felt like I was very educated, and they said guess what, the only way to not have a kid is to not fuck. However, we realize that we can't stop that. Here is how to have safe sex. Here is how sexual reproduction works. And I like I said, while I wasn't super interested into it, I did understand it. And I felt like, okay, well, they did. And it wasn't biased at all. I didn't feel like they were trying to teach me these weird, outlandish things. It was literally, this is biology. This is how this works. And here is how to be safe about doing, these and this.
I agree with you on that, and that wasn't my point. I feel like kind of trying to get to what Chris was saying, just the like disconnect, and it's me not taking the classes seriously as well. Probably would be my guess, but I feel that though, like it was very bipartisan. It was just kind of like, here it is. I feel that for sure. But I just like overall, I feel like and maybe it's just a combination of me not paying attention too, but like.
Well, yeah, because like
I feel like it definitely can get better because the same like I never had the parents with my talk. My dad taught me how to shave one time. I learned, and then I started doing it after that. You kind of just start like
learning.
You kind of just start.
And
that comes with everything, like moving out of the house, moving into college, living on your own. Like you just kind of.
The first time I shaved was in like the 10th or 11th grade.
Really?
And I had to I'm like, Dad, can you show me how to shave? Because I didn't know how to. And nowadays you have fucking YouTube for everything.
For sure.
But that, like, getting back to that, like, I totally get that. The whole, like, maybe it's just their generation as well. But, like, there was definitely a disconnect from, like, my dad and I. Like, my dad never talked about that kind of stuff with me. Which is totally fine. He's that kind of person.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I guess I turned to talking with that stuff with my friends.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yeah.
Which is probably half the problems, but, it's fun.
Wow, yeah, I completely vibe with that, Mitch.
Uh-huh.
Definitely how it
Like,
was.
I love my dad to death, and I think he's a fantastic person. He's definitely given me a lot of, like... headroom isn't the right word, but, like, sort of paving the path on what it means to be a man. But there's other things I definitely want to, like... learn from how my parents taught me, and when I have kids, because I've definitely come to the conclusion now, like, I do want to have kids, just not right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a time thing, not a if, when. So it's one of those things I'm like, I really want to take what my parents have taught me and use that, but at the same time improve upon it.
Yeah.
For sure, bruh. Hell yeah.
I agree. I feel like it's not even an argument of being a man, of just like seriously just like being a good person.
Yeah.
I
individual.
think that, like, I don't know, there's things that you can do, and I feel like that overall I'm a good person. If you can't see that, then fuck you first off. But no, but like for real, I don't know, like I feel like that's the biggest goal, is just to be like a good, learn to become a good person. I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. 7 billion people in this world. If you bump heads with some, who gives a fuck, bruh?
Yeah.
Remember, you could be the juiciest peach in the world. Some people just don't like peaches.
On another note, sorry to
never
track.
forget that.
No.
Do you guys ever think someone's masturbated to a picture of you?
I think that's one of life's greatest questions right there.
That is.
I've never even thought about that, because I'm trying to think.
I'm going to be cocky and say yes.
Okay. I think maybe.
I would think so too.
There has to be someone out there that's masturbated to a picture of you.
I mean, look at
male,
me,
female,
yeah.
trans.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, like,
something out there.
Who knows? Someone's probably touched him to this video.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Look at these
that foot.
three young.
Give me that foot.
Oh my God, give me that foot.
Anyone with foot fetishes, there it is, baby.
There it is. Run what you brung, baby.
Let me Vanna White my foot right here.
Oh. Speaking, dude, did you guys see that video today of Alex Trebek?
The dude on Jeopardy where it's like, "We love you, Trebek."
Yeah, dude.
Sorry, you've got hair on your mic.
I didn't realize, dude. I didn't realize that he had cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Did you not hear about? He had stage 4 pancreatic cancer, which not only is pancreatic cancer like the worst you can get, because I like reading and learning about these things through the internet. I think the internet has been a great navigator on becoming a man and living life, but at the same time I need to disconnect from it. But the things I've learned, and from what I've seen medically, people say the pancreas is one thing where if things go south and it involves the pancreas,
get that out of dodge.
It's fucked. Like,
really?
yeah, the pancreas is like like when people are doing surgery, like you are supposed to avoid it at all costs. Like it will fuck everything up.
Damn.
So like the fact that this man not only had pancreatic cancer but stage 4, which is like I think it's terminal in all but of like 4 to 5% of cases. So you have like a 5% chance of living through it.
Yeah. Did he beat it?
I think so.
Damn.
Either that or it's in remission or something.
But yeah, dude, I saw that video and I didn't realize, I barely heard it the first time. I was like, what the hell? And then I saw it again on Instagram and I actually like listened to it. I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking crying. I was like, what's wrong with Alex Trebek? And then I Googled it and I was like, damn.
Stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
That's wild.
Dude.
That's wild. Yeah, so just kind of going back into what you were talking about earlier, Chris, with just like the overall mask. I feel like that's what it is like now as being a man, quote unquote, is that I find it like when I've been hanging out and me and my friend Kyle, we're talking about this just overall with our friend group, our main friend group, is that, you know, like we're always together and just always like ball yapping, just saying stupid shit, like just being idiots and degenerates, whatever words you can think of, and just like yelling, but yelling, whatever, just being stupid, just being buddies. Being the boys.
Guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes. I felt that, like, when me and Kyle were talking about it, it's like, dude, can you imagine if you, like, actually showed your emotions and, like, what you were feeling? Like, not that any of us would not be open to it, but that's, like, we don't expect that from anybody, and I don't expect, like, they don't expect it out of me, and I don't expect it out of anybody to, like, show that side, because I feel like there's, as being a man now, it's like you have to be strong-centered. You have to, you know, like, there's really not that time or place to let out your feelings. You kind of just have to bottle it in, or, like, you know, filter out your own way. At least for me and like my friends, is like you have to filter it. I don't know. You have to like deal with it in your own way without making it a problem on anybody else. Is kind of the thought. I
exactly.
think.
And sometimes, like, when our friends come to us, like, kind of in like a breakdown, if you will, like emotionally, it's hard. Like for me, it's hard because it catches me off guard. I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't notice that you're hiding all of this.
Yeah.
Like, you can speak to me. I'm gonna try to help you, but like, if anything, I'm just here for you, bro.
Yeah, I think that's you bring up a great point. I think just knowing that someone else is there to help you is a lot for a lot of people. And I have the mindset, at least, where there's a time and place for everything. And that's what it comes down to, in my opinion, being a man, is realizing that you have an issue and doing something about it before it gets to the point where you break down, where you don't have control of it.
Yeah.
Where you realize, like, I have a problem, I need to deal with it. And if that means taking a 30-minute shower and crying it out in the shower, that's what it means. If that means going for a car ride and dealing with your emotions that way, if it means cleaning, if it means building something, anything, talking to someone, I think the biggest thing there is we've come to the crossroads of what it means to be a man, is not just being able to show your emotions, but being able to show your emotions in a level-headed way and thought-out way. And you're able to be like, look, man, I have this problem. Maybe you need help dealing with it. Totally fine. But you don't just come to someone completely broken down, because at that point, at least to me, it's like, where did this come from? How did this happen? How did you let this get to this point? Like, I want to help you through this, but like I think that's why it's weird to us when someone comes to us with issues, is because most of the time we come to each other with issues and we deal with it in a logistical and very thought out way,
without you even thinking about it.
Without you thinking that it's an issue. Like, hey man, I kind of had a down day, and you talk about it and you don't even think of that being an issue. We don't think of it.
But then I also see I see the other way, is like, I've had a down day, and me being on this podcast has resolved that issue.
Oh, for sure.
Not saying that, like, not saying that about just as an example.
No, I'm 100%. Like, people need the outlet to be able to talk, and that's what I love about this podcast. It's gotten to for me, I don't give a shit if we have 3 million people that listen to us. I don't care. For me, it's a way to vent, to get off what's off my mind, not just for myself, but for you guys to hear what you guys have to say. And like, it keeps me in check as well. I'm like, where I stand as a person and how I view myself and how I view the world around me. And like I look forward to this podcast every week for me to be able to be like,
yep.
kind of thing.
That's fair.
Here's all that's built up, or here's all that needs to be out. Because sometimes it seems like as guys, either we bottle up and it's too late to actually help our breakdowns, or it's kind of just like we can just talk it out. I'm like, yeah, this happened,
and I agree with you guys. And this is kind of gonna sound like an asshole a little bit, but at the same time, if I think it's shocking to me, not shocking, but like weird to me when somebody would come up to me and like be in a breakdown and shit, because I don't think I would truly know what to do, because I don't think I'm ever like know what to say, because I didn't experience, I don't try to portray my problem. Like I don't try to talk to I don't know. I don't talk to people about my issues, because I feel like I can, and I don't, not that I have any issues that are pressing right now, but I feel like I don't make it a problem for other people. So it's weird, not saying that it's a problem to me when people come to me, because it's not. You can talk to me. I'll talk to you about a goddamn, but it's just weird because it's like I don't expect that from my friend.
Exactly.
If I was, I'll be the shoulder to cry on, but I don't expect you to come to me with these. You know what? I don't know.
That's what that's my point is, it's weird to us because for someone to just dump all their issues on you, well, you're not trying to be an asshole about it, and I don't think anyone is trying to be. No. It's a lot to take in, and you don't know how to process it, and that's why it feels weird.
Yeah.
Because you're like, all of a sudden, you were in this mindset of, I'm playing video games, I'm hanging out with a friend, and all of a sudden this friend just turns around and verbal vomits everything that's been pent up with them for the last 2 weeks to 3 years or whatever it is, and just, and you're like, all of a sudden, it's not a burden, but now you have to process all of that, and that's what makes you feel weird. Is I don't think it's wrong to say that it makes you feel weird. If anything, if you consider that person your friend, the worst thing to do is be like, I don't want to deal with this right now. But at the same time, sometimes you have to put your foot down and say, like, that's a lot to process. Let's talk through it, and maybe I won't be able to help you. Well, like, my biggest thing is saying, look, I can't solve your problems, but I can at least help you work through them on your own. I think that's the biggest thing is people don't realize you will solve a lot of your own problems, and all it takes is to verbalize them, to get them out, to say, I have this issue, and all I need is someone else, is some ears to listen to. I can't tell you how many times where I've come to someone and I've just been like stressed out, freaked out. I've been having a small breakdown or something's going on, and I start talking to them, and all of a sudden I'm like, why the fuck was I worrying? Yes. Why was I all cooped up? Because now it makes sense. All right, see you later. And that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Sometimes just gotta talk it out, dude.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean, like, that's where I completely get where you're coming from. It is weird. It is weird to have someone dump all these issues on you. And it's not weird for you to turn around and say, I don't know how to deal with this.
Yeah. And I think it comes down to I just feel bad because, like, I don't truly know what people are feeling. And it's like, for example, like this girl I know, her brother just passed away like a couple weeks ago.
Dude.
He was 24 years old, was lifting weights and just collapsed.
What?
I haven't heard like the biopsy or anything like that. But anyways, that's beside the point.
Jesus,
I didn't know him. I only knew her. I knew his sister. So I like texted her, and I never know what to say. And it's that like you don't know what to say because it's like, I'm so sorry for your loss. What the hell does that do for anybody?
Exactly.
Like, so I just said I was like, dude, like literally, if you need anything,
I'm here.
I was like, if you need anything from me, like I'm here. Just text me. Like I do not care. And I haven't talked to her in years, like probably over a year. But I knew who she was, and like if I lost my sister, I don't have a brother, but like that situation, like. I don't know, man. That's
I think that's all it takes is the comforting realization to know that there is someone else there, and knowing that as long as that other person isn't looking for something in return, like, oh, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to reconnect or do whatever, as long as they're being genuine about it, sometimes that's all they need is to know, like as overstated as it can be and as like cliche as a pat on the back, it's like it's okay, can be. Sometimes that's just what people need. Like you'll be okay.
Yeah, because like I'm not. Like, I wouldn't be, and this isn't me, like, to this girl, I would not be the first 25 people that she would text in this situation or something like 100%. That. But it's just like, damn. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't imagine what you're going through right now. That shit's wild to me. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It, like, because I wouldn't, if I was her and she texted me, I don't know how, like, I obviously wasn't looking for anything, but I don't know how I'd feel to be like, oh, okay, like, what? Because what do you say in that situation at all, period, that would make anything better? You know what I mean? But
yeah.
It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, it's tough. It's more like you're kind of like a life raft just in case they need it, so they don't drown.
Yeah. You're in 7 foot of water. You could swim if you'd be fine, but sometimes you just need that little extra boost.
Damn,
you know?
Sometimes you're just a juicy peach.
And
people just don't like peaches.
Sometimes you're a juicy peach, and someone just really needs a peach. Man.
I love peaches.
I'll be that guy. I'm sorry.
Like, and that's the thing. I think that's what you had said it earlier. Like, you don't need to be or maybe I'm phrasing this wrong. You had said something about like being a good man doesn't necessarily mean being a good person, or like you don't need to be a good man to be a good person or whatever. I think those are somewhat interchangeable in the sense of to be a good person, you need to be a good man, being a man. But to be a good man, you need to be a good person. Yeah, if that makes sense. Like to live out what I consider to be a good man, a role model, you need to be a good person. But if you're not living to what you view manhood is and what you think you could be the best man you could be, you're not being a good person.
Okay.
You're not being genuine. Yeah. Like, what are your intentions with everything? Because I know there totally would be people that would take that opportunity to prey on the weak. You see it all the time. They're like, oh, now's the time to insert myself into this person's life. You know, now is a chance to swoop in and do this shit or whatever. Like, it to wrap it all together, like, they're sort of mutually exclusive. Like, you need to be a good man to be a good person. To be a good person, you need to be a good man, whatever that definition is.
Okay, I like that.
I like that vibes. That vibes, Mitch.
So just kind of going forward, I don't know. I always felt like my parents, like, moving forward into like the future.
Yeah.
I always felt like that my parents have been pretty laissez-faire in parenting.
Oh yeah.
And if that's the correct way to say that word, but like in the sense of like bringing back, like I felt like I've learned a majority. I'm not saying that I haven't learned anything from my parents, because I obviously have, but I feel like you just kind of have to experience it for your own. So like for the kids argument, it's tough, man. I feel like I'm right now. I wouldn't be a good role model. But yeah, I feel like I'm a good role model overall. I don't know. I feel like with my kids and stuff that I would be the same type of like laid back, and I feel like just living every day of just being a goof or like however you are, you know, like that's showing how to be, you know what I mean? Just I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just ball yapping.
Yeah. No, I think when the time, like I said, we don't
and
know.
Not even like saying you're gonna have kids or not, just like going for, you know, getting older, having.
I think we don't know what we're fully capable of until we've been actually put into the situation where it requires it. And I noticed this growing up. I had this mindset of I'm not ready for kids. I'm not ready for kids. I'm not ready for kids. I couldn't be a good father. I couldn't be a good father. And I know if the situation arose that I would be a good father, because I would prove myself to be one. But I don't need to be right now. I need, like I said, I'm in the mindset of want to improve myself and focus on myself and do all of these things, so when the time does come and I am prepared, I am making that decision, then I know to the fullest extent I can be the best man I can.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I like that a lot.
You got to focus on yourself, and then like when the time's right, and then you're like, yeah, I think it's time to have this kid or have this family and be everything I can to these people, because it's going to be a little sappy, I think. But, like, when I think of, like, being my own kind of father when I have kids, I always see, you know, like, kids looking at their parents and, like, wanting to be picked up and such. And I always respect the father or the parent that just, like, stops doing anything and just devotes their kind of attention to the kid. And there's like a happy medium, but like I don't always respect that. Where it's just like, hold on, this is my fucking kid. This is my blood.
Yeah, and I think like you said, when you're ready to like get to that point. But I also have the argument that if I got a girl pregnant right now, that time would be right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
You would have to make it now.
You know what I mean? Like that.
You don't have a decision.
I get that for sure. It's like I'm getting to the point where like I want to choose when I have a kid. For sure. But like, I think I've developed enough. No, I haven't. But
majority. You're never done.
Yeah. I mean, you never.
You're always a
peak,
work in
baby.
progress.
But yeah, for sure. There's a wise quote from Matthew McConaughey that he had at one of his speeches, and I've always taken it to heart. He said that his hero is himself 10 years in the future.
Yep.
And that's always stuck with me. I don't know. I like it. So just going off of that, it was just like if the time was tomorrow, I'd have to be ready. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing to, you know, wrap up the whole like what kind of man, what we were told as kids, what we think now and in the future is, I think this applies to not just men but women as well, is taking responsibility, not only for your actions but who you are as a person, and saying like, I am responsible for the person I am today, and I'm going to be responsible for the person I am tomorrow, the month after, the year after, the decade, you know, the century, whatever. So being able to take responsibility for that and say like, I am the master of my own destiny, and I'm going to make sure that I am the best person I can be, and being able to step up to the challenges at the plate, and being able to say, make your own decisions and say, I am doing this because this is a calculated and logical decision, not just because I feel this way. Because I know that this is the right way. And when I say no, that's not a fact. When I say you know that's the right way, because that is the calculation, that's the conclusion you came to as a man. That's what you want to do.
Exactly. And it also comes to like, if you're going through a tough time, dealing with that like responsibly and healthy.
Yes.
Don't go overboard. Please do not end it.
Yes.
That's a big kind of thing going on nowadays. There's always hotlines out there. There's people like, just if you need help, say it. And if you can deal with it, it's not your fault. No. It's your responsibility, and you can take care of it in a healthy way.
There is always the light at the end of the tunnel.
I like it. Yeah, there always is, man. There always is. Like, even if you don't see it. And that's what, like, I don't know, kind of to end off with how I mentioned the couple things is I kind of went, because one of the dudes was really close. I mean, one of my buddies, I was talking to him about the whole situation. And I was like, dude, like, I know, like, he was dating this girl for like 3 years. They lived together for a while. Broke up, and like, I was just like, man, I was like, you gotta, because they're still kind of talking and all this stuff and blah blah blah. I don't want to get too into it, but I was like, man, you just gotta start making moves for yourself. Like, you cannot think about anybody else, because it's like stringing along, she's stringing him along, he's stringing her along, whatever it is. Like, I was like, dude, you just gotta literally do the best, like, make the moves that improve you and everything else, because it's like at the end of the day we're still young, like 24,
for sure.
25, like whatever,
a quarter. It's only a quarter, brother.
Dude, like, you ain't got to get your life figured out tomorrow, man. We got the rest of our lives to figure this shit out, so you got to do what is the best for you, makes you the most happy, whatever it is. Don't hide, deal with it in a healthy way.
Hell yeah, baby.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think
ball yapping.
Yeah, that's 100%. Like, I think we've all come to the conclusion here. It's taking responsibility,
self-love, baby.
Yeah, self-love. Seriously, taking responsibility, self-love, and making sure you have a plan for the future. And maybe you don't know what that plan is today, but making sure that you have the means to make that plan.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, I think
I got butterflies in my tummy, man. That's a very heartwarming. Ooh.
Yeah.
Pave the way, King.
Yeah, that's a good episode, folks. Check us out on our Twitter, please. And I think that should be our Facebook as well. If you're on Facebook, please check us out. Watch us on YouTube. Watch us on Apple. Watch us on Spotify. We're
Come over to my
everywhere.
place. Watch us live.
Yeah,
I don't
know. For those
Please
of you
don't.
who can't see this, it's at the QLCP.
Possibly going to be podcast in the future. We don't know.
But yeah, I mean, we appreciate the views. This is your boy Nolan Miller, and he's signing off of this podcast. I'm gonna leave it up to these two to finish out, boy.
Oh shit. Okay, well, I'm Chris Sims. Follow me on Twitch. Cozy Bear Air. Twitch TV. Error. Stream every Thursdays. Shameless plug. And yeah, take care of yourselves, people. We love you. And yeah, if you like this, share with your friends.
Oh yeah. This is Mitch Garrett, and stay strong, Kings. You can do it.
Welcome to the time of the week where you listen to guys fucking speak. They do something like quarter life crisis, and then they come and find out what the fuck is this shit.